you all for hanging in there with us, and
thanks to our guest Carrie Clark for hanging in there with us while we waited
patiently.
patiently.
Welcome. So, Carrie will be back shortly with us to speak in this moment. And we invite you now to join us in our song, our Come Celebrate song, as we sing together. We'll see you in a moment.
Come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, one by one, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Come celebrate, join in a circle, come celebrate, side by side, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. Celebrate, celebrate, come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, 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 come celebrate, come celebrate, gather together, come celebrate, heart open wide, come celebrate, now and forever, let us remember we are one. We are one. We are one.
Oh, yeah. Like that little slide. So we invite you to join us now in our invocation of the four directions. O Great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea. You are inside and all around me. We'll sing that once for each of the four directions as we begin by facing east, the direction of the rising sun, of new beginnings, of infinite possibility. Join us if you're able to stand and face the east.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
And then we turn to the south, the direction of the noonday sun of abundance, of well-being.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
And then we turn to the west. We open to the direction of the setting sun, of letting go of the past, of opening to the mystery of what is next.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
And then we turn, facing into the north, the direction of midnight, of the darkness, of the challenges that are always present, calling us to this moment now.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
Now we turn within to that realm of the spirit, of the divine, of this infinite now that is unfolding within us and around us.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
O holy wonder, holy mystery, lover of our souls, God, open our hearts to you in this moment. We open our hearts to the all and everything you has been that will be. And we join with all of creation, with the two-leggeds and the four-leggeds, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with rocks, with trees, with the grasses, with the rooted ones, with all of life, seas, stars, skies, the oceans, the universe. We affirm our oneness. We affirm we are one. Together, we are one. And once again, we are one. As we remember this, as we honor and nurture the sacred in ourselves, each other, and all of creation, we say thank you. Thank you.
I invite you to join me wherever you are, whoever you are, singing this little affirmation. I'm choosing love, because love is a choice. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love right here, right now. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love right here, right now. I'm choosing love. I know this choice is mine to make. I take a chance, it's mine to take. Why give in to the world's blues? I'm choosing spirit, it's mine to choose. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love right here, right now. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace right here, right now. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace. I'm choosing peace right here, right now. I'm choosing peace. I know this choice is mine to make. I'll take a chance, it's mine to take. As I align with spirit too, I'm choosing peace and love is mine to choose. I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love right here, right now. I'm choosing love. Last time, I'm choosing love. I'm choosing love right here, right now. I'm choosing love.
Yes.
Thank you for choosing love with us this morning. Choosing peace. I invite you to listen with brand new ears to this poem that Zed has to share from Pablo Neruda.
Keeping quiet. Now we will count to 12, and we will all keep still. For once, on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for a second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. Fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would not look at his hurt hands. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire, victories with no survivors would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers and sisters in the shade doing nothing. What I want should not be confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do Nothing. Perhaps, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Now, I'll count up to 12, and you keep quiet, and I will go. So in the quiet, in the silence of this moment, I invite you to be reminded of our oneness and to join in breathing together, in remembering that we are literally breathing in the same air. So let's take 4 deep communal breaths together. And as we inhale, I invite you to not just ingest the air, but to fully digest. Take it in, fully and mindfully. And as we exhale together, let us release all that is past so that we can come more fully into this present moment now. So we'll breathe in on each sound of the bowl. Remembering we are one together.
Only breathing in, out, so slow. Only breath, only breathing, so little to do, and so much to know. Not Christian or Muslim, not Buddhist or pagan, only breath, only one. Not from these, not from the west, only one. Only breath, only breathing in, out, so slow. Only breath, only breathing, and so much to know. Not last first, only one, only one. Not right or wrong, not here
Hmm. Breathing into that, feeling it, nurturing it. We welcome into this space Gary Clack, who has a beautiful history of serving life and spirit. And currently writing a wonderful article in Express News, and going to bring him on and let him share his words and wisdom. And,
Hello. Thanks for inviting me to be here. And it's by coincidence that some of the things I'm not going to speak that long, but some of the things which I had prepared to say fits in with today's service, what's been on what we've heard so far. But it's by choice because of some of what I've heard that I'm going to change the end of it. As we were waiting to go on, Rudy asked me, was I hopeful? And I told him for the most part, I am about everything. But about 20 minutes into this service, I realized I'm even more hopeful. And Zet and Rudy remind me why. Uh, there are historical moments which are breathtaking, moments which can hold our breath in suspense or wonder, moments which can steal our breath with their beauty, moments which can make us gasp in horror. In this moment we are in, not only are we living in a breathtaking time, but in a time defined by breathing, by the ability or denial of taking a breath. Inscribed on the Statue of Liberty are the words, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. In this moment, we are tired. Our masses are not so huddled because of social distancing. But perhaps more than any time in our nation's history, we yearn to breathe free of a deadly virus passing in the air, to breathe free without a knee in the back of our necks, blocking passages of air. The historic convergence of COVID-19 and George Floyd reminds us that public health and social justice are part of the same social contract and moral obligation we have to take care of one another and to treat each other with dignity. For several months, they, especially the virus, have illustrated what we are willing to do to take care of not only ourselves, but to protect others. In this time, I think that we have shown that we won't shrink in the moment, but we will rise and expand to feel this moment, that we won't retreat, but that we'll confront the challenges that we have. And what Zed and Rudy have reminded me is that every day there are experiences, there are rituals, there are services which gives us reason to be optimistic and to be hopeful. Uh, this is something they've been doing for years with the celebration of Circle. And as I was looking over the program, as I was listening this morning, I was thinking of the four things that this amazing couple provide us that we always need, but that we especially need in this moment. First, they provide us with community, with fellowship. No, we can't be together in person, but we are still a community. And even though we can't hug each other, we can still touch each other's spirit. Even though we can't hold hands, we can still raise our voices in unison. And we are reminded that even though we may be quarantined, we may be in lockdown, we don't go anywhere, that we are still a community that's bound by our relationships with each other. The other thing they do for us, the second thing is celebration, reminding us that every day there are small and there are big things in our lives individually, community wise, that we have to be thankful for, to be grateful for, to celebrate uh, this very day. The fact that we uh, are in this moment, and with all the challenges that we have, that we are in this moment, that we can do something to try to confront them and and to make things better. There's always something around us that we forget, that we overlooked, that we know that we should be celebrating, stuff that we take for granted. I mean, I think in these past few months, the smallest things we realize we've taken for granted. Just going somewhere, going to a restaurant to eat. But there are so many things that we have to celebrate every day. The other thing, of course, is love, which is the greatest of all, which is what allows us to see beyond each other's differences and flaws. And doesn't mean we have to like each other, but does mean that we should recognize each other's humanity and dignity. And the fourth thing that Rudy and Zet do for us with the celebration circle is inspiration, new breath, fresh breath, invigorating us and showing us that no matter how dark it gets, no matter how out of breath we think we are, there's always something to lift us, to inspire us, and to make us take a deep breath and realize that we can get through this. We can go on. So I want to thank these two amazing people for allowing me to think of something I really wasn't even thinking about as I was preparing this. But this is an opportunity to take our breath, to take a breath, and to reaffirm our fight, to reaffirm our confronting those things ahead of us, those things in front of us that might make breathing a bit more difficult. So on this morning, as we start a new week, I want to thank Rudy. I want to thank Zet for reaffirming the yearning to breathe free and for reminding me there's always things that can be done to make that breathing a little bit easier for myself and for others, and that how we confront this moment we are in will shape the rest of the moments of our lives, but most importantly, the moments of, of the generations which will come after us. And so that perhaps they won't have to fear as much about whether or not they'll be able to breathe free. So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Carrie. Kind words. Stan, you've taken in your life through your writing, through how you are in the public person. The willingness to speak the peace from an open heart and an open mind. For you, for us all I sing. I stand for love. I stand for peace. I stand for joy and for war cease. For what is beautiful and true. I stand for me. I stand for you. I stand for love. I stand for peace. I stand for joy and for war cease. For what is beautiful and true. I stand for me. I stand for you. I stand for love. You know our world is in great pain. She needs our love and care again. For those are those who fail to see what we have done and what we need. But there's a cost for every act, and now there is no turning back. We'll build a bridge, we'll bang a drum. It's time to rise, it's time to come, to stand for love, to stand for peace, to stand for joy and for our cease. What is beautiful and true. Stand for love, stand for you, stand for love. And if you're thinking it's not urgent, and we've got more time to kill, if we're not the ones to help change things, then for heaven's sake, who will? So stand for peace, so stand for love, so stand for joy and all above. For what is beautiful and true. I stand for me, I stand for you, I stand for love. Won't you sing it with me? Wherever you are, whoever you are, however you're feeling, I stand for love. I stand for peace, I stand for joy and for war cease. For what is beautiful and true. I stand for me, I stand for you, I stand for love, I stand for love. From that place of willing to take a stand, won't you simply sit, stand, kneel quietly with gratitude and willingness to open and soften now.
When you feel that openness, breathe into that awareness that you are standing for love. You are standing for peace in this moment. Know that there's nothing you need to do to make this happen. In fact, you are simply opening your awareness to what is and always has been the truth of who you are. An infinite being surrounded by, filled with, and created in the image of love. With your heart wide open, or maybe it's cracked and broken today, just feel that you are not just breathing. You are being breathed by life, by spirit, moving through you, to you, as you, from you. Feel that it's not just the oxygen flowing through you, but this limitless flow of divine creative energy of spirit moving freely and abundantly, made manifest through you as you write now. And now, and now. And I invite you to see beyond the illusion of separation from Source, to be open and willing to see with clarity that you are whole and complete, just as you are and always have been, one with all of life. So won't you take a moment to really feel the fullness of spirit flowing in and through this sacred temple of your body. To see with the eyes of your heart, to see with renewed clarity that you are connected to the all and the everything. Feel that this moment contains the potential for a renewed way of seeing your life, a renewed way of being in your life, a renewed way of standing in your life. Feel this renewed awareness that there is really nothing and no one that can harm that part of you that is infinite, that is divine. No virus, no financial pressure, no challenging news can either infect or affect this infinite you, as long as you stay grounded in the truth of who you truly are. And yes, it's important to practice social distancing, to wash your hands, to follow the guidelines for living mindfully and responsibly during this pandemic. And it's true, nothing can change the heart of who you truly are when you stand in and for love. And with this next fresh, new breath, we take together. Won't you just rest for a moment in this awareness? You truly are love. From this place of peace, of power, won't you send your love out to another person or person's situation? Blessing as you have been blessed, seeing others as you have been seen, as you are as this divine spark of the sacred, whole, healthy, strong, and loving. Now, won't you expand your awareness to send forth this blessing to all beings in all nations, releasing any sense of separation. And together we remember that we are one. We are one. We are one. May you, may we, may all beings be blessed. Our willingness to experience, to explore, to express our oneness. Together. And so it is.
In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. Won't you repeat this affirmation with me? Perhaps singing, perhaps speaking, perhaps simply holding it in the silence of your heart. Gratitude for all the many blessings, the joys and the sorrows, the faith and confusion, all welcome with gratitude as gifts. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. Give thanks for the gifts of life. The one light shines through all of creation with hands and hearts open wide. We lift our voices in celebration. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. Thanks, thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks. In all things give thanks.
So we hold up the offering basket and lift up the many gifts that are given to the circle to support the work of the circle. And we also lift up all the names and situations in the prayer circle, knowing that all is well and all shall be well in all manner of things. And for this opportunity, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. So Carl's posted in the comments a place where you can donate to the Celebration Circle and the email where you can send your prayer requests for our powerful prayer circle group. And we thank you for that and for this time together. Um, Before we go into our closing song, I think I've mentioned before that we are taking our altar show online. That, we were scheduled to do it at the Brick back on March 19th, and they've been sitting in this little sacred storage area here in our office. And it's time to release them out into the world. So details will follow, but we are going online with the altars sometime hopefully this next month. But I want to show you, and this was an idea from one of the artists, Alexis Bierman, to share some of the altars with you so that you know what's coming up. And this is her piece called Leaf Values, and it's a mosaic piece, which is quite exquisite and beautiful. And I'll do a little close-up for you. as you see the detail and the beauty of this piece. So thank you, Alexis, and more to come. I'm going to show you one more because John Hinojosa, who's the executive director of Say See, was the first,
where we'd
who is normally where we'd be on Sunday, was the first artist to reply to my email. So I want to share his because it is just so beautiful, and it's called Litany, and it's a mixed media piece. Let's see, let me go this way so you can see the. There you go. And I'm going to give you a little detail. It's very beautiful in his traditional style of found objects and art. So stay tuned for
Those are just two of how many altars?
57, I think we'll have this year.
Just a wonderful variety of topics and styles, but all focused on lifting up our vision of what's possible. And, yeah, beautiful.
So we're going to show you a few every week, every Sunday. And also just a reminder that we had our Mandala Workshop on last Monday, and Natalie Burtenshaw will be doing that with us again on September 13th, Monday night, September 13th. And next Sunday, Joni Brooks will be coming. She is a warrior of the heart, and
Well said.
and she's
A joyful warrior of the heart.
and she teaches laughter yoga anyway, but she's going to talk about laughter as a universal language. So I know we could all use a little bit more laughter in our lives during these uncertain times. So I'm going to bring Carrie back, and we're going to sing our Love is the Only Power. And
say thank you to Carrie Clack once more for adding your words and your wisdom. For those of you who don't know or haven't read today's column, his column in today's Sunday Express News, it's very powerful, as it is every Sunday. He's been a valuable part of our community for decades, and we're so looking forward to see what words you come up with next week.
Thank you. Thanks for what y'all do.
oh, thank you for keeping us aware of life as it is.
Keep that flame going.
Thank you.
Bless us, brother.
So we're going to sing Love is the Only Power together.
Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, love, love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Go in peace. Go in peace.
Remember that wherever you are or whatever you do, we love you, we bless you, we see the light in you. Thanks so much, Carrie.
Thank you.
It's grateful. We're very grateful to have you with us today.
And really appreciate your patience with
No problem at all. No problem at all. Again, I'm serious. Thanks for what y'all do.
Once we got there, it was seamless. But,
Really well.
Thank you, brother. Look forward to reading what you got to write next.
yeah.
Thank you. Look forward to joining y'all again. And look forward to joining y'all in person.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering, do you have a book in the works?
I'm working on an anthology of Black Texas writers through Texas A&M University and the Whitliff Collection. So that's more. I mean, that's more of archival work. But there's a couple other things I'm working on. It's just now that I'm back at the paper, I'm writing a lot, so it takes up a lot of time.
Yeah. having to have it produced every week, right?
Yeah.
Thanks too for your work on the editorial board and kind of keeping things on the up and up there. I know it must be a constant, not a struggle, but
Yes, yeah, 2 or 3 editorials a week, then the column, then the meetings. Now we're about to go into political candidate endorsements. So,
Yeah.
but I'm blessed. I'm glad to be back.
We were especially interested in today's editorial. Rudy's been a census enumerator. So
The last couple of
Oh,
weeks, I've been out that guy knocking on doors of people who didn't send their
oh,
uh,
that's got to be.
in the barrios here surrounding our house on the south side. It's been challenging. It's been the hardest work I've done in my adult life. I mean,
Wow.
and I'm
You are
here.
the writing op. You are the writing op. I'm serious. You are the writing op-ed for the paper about this.
oh,
Seriously.
Okay, yeah, I believe me, I will because
and it's so important that people. So if
Yeah.
you're still listening and you have not done your census uh, return,
by all
please
means, do it. If
do.
you just do it online, it takes 1 minute. The paper one you got in the mail takes even less than that.
Yeah.
And for not everybody knows this, but every person who reports and is counted, approximately $20,000 in federal funding comes to your neighborhood for the streets and the schools. I mean, that's an inexact figure, but it's a very real figure that every person who raises the hand and says, yes, I live here, my son lives here, my aunt lives here, that's $20,000 that comes to your neighborhood.
For each person.
And conversely, if you don't bother, that's $20,000 that doesn't come to your neighborhood, to say nothing of the representation in Congress. And I'm sorry, I'm up on my soapbox, but I'm just really saddened by how many people refuse to open their doors and or get angry at the very notion that the census being taken. I'm
Yeah.
shocked, I'm stunned. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
One of those.
I'll put it down on paper and shoot it your way.
Please do. I mean it. I'm serious. Send it my way.
All right. Blessings and thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a great day.
You too.